Yes, good evening wherever you are watching. This is our daily channel whereby when we meet here, we are going to talk more about sports. And of course, as you can see on the top of the screen, you have a big match that happened a few minutes ago. Man City, they were playing against Arsenal. Pep Guardiola against Mikel Arteta. And we have experienced one of the tough games in the Premier League season. So we are going to discuss all this in the next few minutes. So I welcome you to today's show, and I have one of the best soccer pundits here, that is Benjamin Kilong. And I am sure Benjamin Kilong has a lot of words for us today. Welcome, Mr. Kilong, and you tell us where you following this conversation from, and what is your view, and maoni yako ni gani kuhusu hiyo game? Yani tuanze hapo kwanza.
Thank you, Mr. Boni. Tuning in all the way from Nairobi, Kenya. Happy to be here. And now the Premier League is starting to get interesting. Wonderful match we saw, Man City and Arsenal. The draw was interesting because Arsenal thought they had won the game until the 97th minute. Nyama ikatolewa kwa mdomo, and they disappointed with that draw, and they are just number 4 behind Chelsea, who are playing a very interesting game. So the Premier League this weekend was interesting, nice, and we enjoyed some good football, especially from the boys in blue, that is Chelsea. Thank you, Bonnie.
And of course, I have Alex Ogenga here. Alex Ogenga, you can tell us where you are following this conversation from, and you just give us a short glimpse on what you saw in today's match that has just happened in the last 5 minutes. That is almost half an hour.
Good evening, Bonnie. I'm watching the show live from Langata, and it's been a great game. Arsenal, Man City. The tables were turning each and every time. The first half, Man City were on top. Then in some few minutes, Arsenal flipped the switch. Then the second half, up and down till the right at the end. Actually, I thought the game was over, but who is John Stones?
Yeah. John Stones Stones amefanya ile kitu. By the way, nimeangalia vile Arsenal inacheza, nimekuwa nikiangalia vile Arsenal ikicheza, na kusema ukweli, kama ni nzuri tunasema ni nzuri. Vijana wake Arteta wanacheza vizuri, na ukweli naweza sema kwamba ule Arteta ni better version of Jose Mourinho, because the guy was playing with a solid block for the last 46 minutes. Yani sija imagine kama Arsenal imepata draw on the last seconds.
Yeah,
Kilongo nasemaje kuhusu Jose Mourinho na Mikel Arteta?
I think Arteta is copying from the maestro, the best in the business for parking a bus. He has made sure Arsenal are solid behind. They have no creativity up front. They score from set pieces. So that is a typical Jose Mourinho's team, whereby they bully everyone in the box during set pieces and scrap for a goal. So credit to Arteta, he's playing an interesting football. No, he's not playing an interesting football. He's doing an interesting defense, but overall the football is not interesting.
That is Kilongo saying that Arteta is trying. Of course, Arteta is like is doing one of the best things in the Premier League. I've just been watching how Arsenal they are playing for the last 3 games, and absolutely I can tell that Arsenal they have improved, and Mikel Arteta he deserves credit from all the fans who support Arsenal. I am not an Arsenal fan, but I know Zalendo supports Arsenal, and that's why he has quitted the studio, because he knew that I will scrutinize him. So Mzalendo, if you're following this conversation and you think you have the best versions for this show, join us and tell us, what do you think about Arsenal? What is your take about Arsenal? Do you support your team still? And of course, I have seen there is a red card that was given to Leandro Trossard. Tumepata kuna mchezaji wa Arsenal ambaye ni ule Mbelgium anaitwa Leandro Trossard amepata ile red card. Alex, unakubaliana na uamuzi wa kocha na uamuzi wa referee kwamba ile haikuwa red card?
La hasha. For me Boni, nakubaliana na refa Trossard kupewa hiyo kadi nyekundu, kwa sababu makosa ya kwanza ni hapo amefoul mtu. I think he was already on a yellow card. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how comes you ninaitwaje, unapiga mtu body from the back, not even on the shoulder, then he falls on the ground, then you hear the whistle, and then you kick the ball. Isn't that disrespectful? And then when you're given a red card, he starts acting like he's innocent. Yani, it makes sense. If you foul someone, don't kick the ball. That's the rule. So umefoul mtu, then you go ahead and you kick the ball. Then when you're given a red card, unaanza kuangalia as if you're the victim. So mi naenda na refa. Even me, Boni, if I foul someone, I won't kick the ball. You are just calling for a red card. You know that game was very intense.
Kilongo, unaonaje hiyo red card ambayo ilipatiwa Trossard?
Yeah, I think that's perfect summarization from Alex. The red card was well deserved. Trossard alipiga mpira after the referee has blown the whistle, which now the players know that this is a yellow card, a straight yellow card. So that was a good call from Michael Oliver. I know Arsenal fans, after Declan Rice was sent, was it two game weeks ago, and now they're falling for the same fate. I think they need to strategize and be disciplined so that they don't blame the referee for calls like this.
Yeah. I think they are trying. Some of the players in Arsenal squad, they are very disciplined because I've never seen William Saliba, who is one of the top defenders we have in this Premier League, playing with those manners. That guy actually is the best defender. If I would be asked who is the best center back right now we have in the Premier League, I'll go for William Saliba. Saliba, Kilong, unaonaje William Saliba akicheza pale Arsenal? Unamrita aje? Akikujiwa na Real Madrid aende ama atulie tu pale katika ligi kuu nchini Uingereza?
I think Saliba is solid, and the partnership with Gabriel makes it even better. They complement themselves well. So I think he's a top defender in the Premier League, and a team like Real Madrid surely will be coming for him in the near future because he's a top defender. He's good at the air, knows how to position himself. So Arsenal have something there that I can give it to them.
He's saying that William Saliba, who is a French defender playing for Arsenal, is one of the best. And if the Los Blancos team comes for him, then you know that he's going to land in the Santiago Bernabeu. Alex, what is your take about William Saliba? And what is your rating for William Saliba? And of course, you have seen how he has been playing for the last 90 minutes, because in the first 45 minutes they were almost playing 11 man, but after that, then after Trossard red card, then that is when Arsenal were given that penalty, and they were reduced to 10 man. What is your take about William Saliba, and how do you rate William Saliba in the Premier League in comparison to other defenders we have?
So Boni, pardon your question. You're asking me about Saliba's performance.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
So for me, if I am to rate him out of 10, I would give him a solid 8.4, because I feel like he's good in air balls. There was something which he did different to what I expected Kyle Walker to do. I expected Kyle Walker to do when he was up against Gabriel. And you see, there's something Gary Neville spoke about, which he called the body to body contact, whereby you make it difficult for a striker to get a clean contact on the ball to try and score. And he was good. He was doing that to Haaland. Though Haaland is a beast, sometimes he was out muscling him, but I believe it was a good tussle, which Saliba was between Saliba and Haaland, and I can say he's on the road to becoming one of the best centre backs in the universe. As he said it, the only thing that is stopping him is winning trophies. Otherwise, Saliba is a 24-year-old, I think 24, 23, but he's playing like he's 35 years old. The experience, the calmness, the passing, yani that guy is very talented. He's something which we haven't seen in a while. He's like the modern day Sergio Ramos.
You see that he is the modern days, he is the prime head of Sergio Ramos. Alex, have you seen Carlos Puyol playing for Barcelona?
Yes, I have seen him many times. I have respect
Kilong,
for him.
Kilong, have you seen Carlos Puyol playing for Barcelona?
Yeah, I saw him play Barcelona. Wonderful centre back, commanding the defense. So Gabriel, to be honest, is not yet there, but the sky is the limit. He can aim to reach there. But to note, Saliba, when playing for France, is not that good. I think he needs to improve when he's not in Arsenal, because people like Puyol, Ramos, they are equally good when playing for their country. So I think that's the only critique I have for him, because for France he was not that good. People are actually going through him easily, and that's maybe why France eventually got knocked out of the Euros 2024.
Yeah, that is William Saliba. And of course, we are comparing William Saliba performance today and how he has been doing a fantastic performance when it comes to the Premier League. He has been one of the centre backs we have in the Premier League, but still we are giving him time because we wish that he will maintain that performance for the next 5 years, 10 years. Because if you saw what Sergio Ramos was doing in Real Madrid and in Spain, you remember in 2010, 2014, 2018, the World Cup, and also in the Real Madrid, Sergio Ramos, Carlos Puyol in 2008 and Carlos Puyol in 2012. Then those are the legends of football. And of course, Arsenal, they have been bottling Premier League for the last 2 seasons. Now still they are there and they are struggling. Man City, and of course after today, I am very sure that Arsenal, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspurs, I think every Premier League fan is happy because no team won. They just went home with 1 point. So I'm very sure that the fans are happy. Uh, and the big question is, who is going to stop this Man City? How long do you think that there is a team that will come and stop Man City from winning this Premier League? Because we are even tired. Are they going to dominate this league for the next 5 years? We are tired. We want some big teams to win this Premier League. Man City is not a big team. We need a big team to win this Premier League.
Yeah, to be honest, Man City are becoming uh, making the Premier League to be a personal property, rendering the EPL to be a farmers league. And the way they have started this season, it will be hard for any team to challenge, because normally they start slow, then towards the end of the season they build up the momentum, and they go ahead and win. So it needs a really strong team. Unfortunately, I don't think Arsenal can match a title league race they're simply unable to win uh, the league. So it needs other team to step up. That maybe Liverpool or Chelsea, they get their acts together, and they can try and give them a competition. But to be honest, Man City again will easily take this Premier League. It's becoming too much. I think Pep Guardiola needs to retire, because I think the Man City dominance is only because of Pep Guardiola. It's not because of any other thing. When he goes, then Man City will resume to be a small team with no impact. That's what I think.
Yeah, Kilongo is saying that the only impact that we have in the Premier League is because we have the presence of Joseph Pep Guardiola in the Premier League. So if one day the same thing we saw last season, Jurgen Klopp exiting the Anfield, then if Pep Guardiola will quit this at the stadium, then we will be back to the winning days. Then Man City will go back to the default setting. But they have money. I don't think whether they will go back to their default setting. Alex, what is your take about Manchester City? And of course, you know Man City, they are struggling, and also they have everything. They have 115 charges, and still there is nothing, no action that has been taken by Premier League. FA is still silent. You know, if you have money, for example, in Kenya, you know that you will even go to any place. So, what is your take about Man City dominance in the Premier League for the last 3 years?
So Bonnie, as Kelong said, Man City's dominance is based on Guardiola. Ever since he joined, Guardiola is someone who builds systems in teams, and those systems work, and those systems get the best out of players, and they win trophies consistently. So that's what he has done over the years everywhere he has been coaching. When he came to England, he has dominated. He has dominated to the point that we are expecting him to not sign a contract and to say this is last season at Man City, so that at least we can now go back to having a Premier League where it's competitive, because hii dominance yake yenyewe kusema kweli imezidi. You see, even last season, I think not last, the first season which Ten Hag joined, he spoke about eras coming to an end. He said Man City are playing good football, also Liverpool. So he said, but all eras come to an end. But for this one, for Guardiola, I'm not seeing it coming to an end unless he ends it himself. So in fact, hata naona ya Ten Hag hiyo era yake ikiisha haraka sana. But Mikel Arteta is trying to compete. He's trying to match Guardiola, and I think with time he might get there. Yes, but you can't outdo the master, because he was the one who created the ways. So the best thing you can do is be his second. He was Pep's number 2 at Man City. He's number 2 in the league.
That is, Alex is saying that the best version of Arteta is just to be number 2. But Arteta has been in Arsenal for the last almost 3 to 4 years. He came there in the in the year
Actually, it's
2019.
6. Bonnie, actually, it's 6 years from 2019.
2019. So I think Arteta now needs to win matches, because he has been there. He has got one of the top players there. He has now collaborated with his players. So what do we expect from his end? We expect him to give us those cups, Carabao, FA, Premier League. But he need to break these curse, whereby since 2003, when some of the fans who are supporting Arsenal, they were not born. They have never experienced what is Premier League title. That is why a local team like Leicester City, has those guts to panther Tottenham Hotspurs, a big club in London, because they have won the championship. So I think Arteta now need to bring back this winning mentality, the same we used to know during the likes of there is a time that I watched Arsenal playing, and I could not imagine. I was just following up in the YouTube, and there is a guy there who used to play for Arsenal. known as Thierry Henry. Henry. Kilong, have you seen Henry playing for Arsenal?
Not really live. I've seen videos of him playing. So he was a good player, very fast. Then he went also to Barcelona, and he was also good there. Yeah, but Thierry Henry, I think he helped them win the last league that they won, which was in 2004. I know Boni haukuwa na meno hiyo siku zilikuwa zinamea. That's the last time Arsenal won the league. So it's a sorry club.
Unajua mimi nilikuwa nafuatilia tu vile Thierry Henry walikuwa wanacheza huko wakiwa Arsenal, yani mpaka nasema yenyewe hawa watu wangekuwa saa hii yenyewe Arsenal ingekuwa mbali sana, because nikiangalia zile control walikuwa wanafanya pale Arsenal, that was 2004. Sijui kama kuna mtu alikuwa amezaliwa hapa 2004. So that is the time that Arsenal used to give us those a good play in the Emirates Stadium, but now they're just hyping for nothing, controlling 2 seasons back to back. And I think this is something that needs to be considered. It is something that we cannot expect from a big team like Arsenal. I can see in the comment section there, they are saying that weka link. Acha niwaekee link hapo, mwingie hapa tuone itakuwaje, because we want to know, is Arteta going to compete for the Premier League this season? That is the question that we are asking. Tuambie hapa
Boni,
comment section hapa, tuambie maoni yako ni gani. Naona hapa mafans wako wengi sana. Anaitwa Gibbs Icona, karibu sana. Tuambie maoni yako ni gani. Arteta ameng'ang'ana ama alikuwa tu pale tu ana fumble kama kawaida? Saying
Boni,
that yes,
are we going to talk about Savinho? Have you seen his
relax.
game? The young talent. We have to mention him.
Relax. Weka link. Sisi kama Arsenal tumenyang'anywa. Lucy Adoko, mmenyang'anywa aje? Ingia kwa show hapo tuambie mmenyang'anywa aje. Anasema mmenyang'anywa. Mmenyang'anywa aje? Hata mzalendo wako hapa na anajua vizuri hakuna kunyang'anywa, mmenyang'anywa. Na nilikuwa nimwambia ingie kwa show na ajaingia. Nataka yeke kamera.
Wacha mdomo. Unapiga
Weka
mdomo
kamera.
sana.
Weka kamera.
Unapiga mdomo sana. Guardiola amesema baada ya game hii, the only team that inacheza kama Man City and it's very difficult to play is Arsenal. No any other team hiyo upata shida kucheza nayo. And remember, Arsenal was playing away to get a point, na bado tuko na 99 games, a point from Man City. That's a good thing from Arteta. Hii mambo ya kusema ati nyinyi watu wa Chelsea mumegive up ati mpaka mnaomba ati Arteta, mnaomba ati Pep Guardiola asisign contract. That is you are hopeless. Na mukizidi kufikiria kama Guardiola atatoka Premier League, sahau. Ule mtu atafanya Guardiola atoke Premier League ni none other than Arteta mwenyewe. Na umeona kama ligi ilikuwa naenda number 1 ilikuwa ni Man City. Ask me.
After I think you have just watched the entire match. So what have you seen in the match? What are your analysis about the game? And do you think that the gameplay that Arsenal is displaying in the pitch can even make them win the Premier League, win the UEFA Champions League, win FA or Carabao?
Remember, Arsenal has played has just played the UEFA Champions Leagues, and they came out with a point in Atlanta, and that was a good result. Each and every season has got its own challenges when it comes.
How is that a good result? How is that a good result? Sorry to ask.
It is a good result when you're playing away in Atlanta. It's a good result, especially when it comes to the Champions League. We hope that when they come to England, they will see the real Arsenal. Now,
but just to interrupt you, you're not going to play them again because it's only one game. and then you play the rest 7 different
Oh
teams.
yeah, but yeah. So for us, we got a point away, and we are proceeding to the next games. Now back to the Premier League. I know I hate being interrupted with Manchester United fans, and the Chelsea fans, especially when you look at the table where they were last season and how they have been performing, even their first match. They
What about
drew.
now? What about now? I want to bring table right now.
We have got 99 more games to go. Don't judge this. It's too early to start judging the league with these small performances. Beating a small team 4-1. That is not you. Chelsea won the other game. They're just the other day. It's not a big deal. You play Arsenal or play Man City, and then you can gauge your strength, or play Liverpool. Those are the big three that you can gauge your strength. Otherwise, don't gauge your strength with small teams and small wins. Win big games. When you win a big game against Arsenal, then you can come here shouting that you won a game. If you win against Liverpool or Man City, you can come. Or if you get a draw at the Emirates, then we will invite them at the Emirates and see whether they can match the philosophy of Arteta, or when they go to play in the Etihad against Pep, we will want to see if you can match the big teams. Otherwise, you are still a small team as per the league right now.
Now, Mzalenda, I want to ask you a very simple question. Have you watched the game full time?
I got disappointed with the red card, although it is indiscipline to kick the ball when you already have a card. That is a lack of discipline. If you are a coach, then you need to have taught the players, especially when they're playing a very, a very intense team like Man City. You don't want to lose a player because of a silly red card. But by and
Mzalenda,
large, Arsenal played well.
why are you talking about last season? Someone is asking you in the comment section. Why are you talking about last season? We are talking about 2024-2025 English Premier League season.
You see, we ended, the reason why I'm reflecting back, we ended the season in high spirits and we have begun the season so well. So that is why I'm talking about last season. The season has just begun. Our last game against Man City, I mean, you saw what happened. This is a game we are playing because football is all about analysis. We have to analyze the previous games that we played with Man City and the game that we are playing today. Although this is a different season, but the soccer is still the same. The players, they have not changed drastically. We still have the same players. They have the same mentality. Same to Man City. The coaches haven't changed. But if we meet a team that has changed its coach, and maybe the philosophy will have changed a bit, and that is where we will see whether they pose a challenge of winning the trophy, especially the teams that have not played the top three teams in the Premier League.
So let me
In
remind
this Premier League, Mwambie,
remind Mzalendo that last season Arsenal also drew against Man City and actually won against Man City, but unfortunately they never won the league. So it doesn't mean anything winning against Man City. You
So,
have to play.
nothing.
when you say you won, who is we? We won. Who is we? Who are we? Which is your
No,
team?
no, I'm a Chelsea fan. Just to
Oh,
let you
you
know.
you you are a Chelsea fan. Oh, you won
Yeah.
against. Oh, yeah.
No,
It matters because when you finish at the bottom 10, it matters. It matters in the league because this league is about trophies and about finances. If you finish 1, 2, 3, there is money you get. If number 2 gets more money than the guy who has finished number 10. So even if you laugh about it, that is the reality. Football is
who
about
cares?
finances. It's
Who cares
about
about
finances. It's the money that you take in the bank at the end of the day. Did we bank more money than you? Answer the question. Did we bank more money than you after the end of the
No, we are
season?
not talking.
The
We
answer
don't.
is yes.
Zalando here, we don't
Nobody
talk about money. The
because
only thing that we recognize in the Premier League is title.
is title. That's it. Money.
And I
Don't
told
be done with
you,
your
I
money
will not keep
because
on repeating this again. I will not. Zalando, I need a title there in the Emirates.
Now
Premier
listen,
League
listen.
title. No, I'm
If
not
you
actually,
going
are
to listen. I'm
if you
telling
are a
you
actually,
foot
the truth.
if you are a football fan like me and a fanatic like me, even if the team is going down, you are still with the team. Just the same way you Chelsea fan. The time when Mourinho was playing some boring football and parking the bus, you still supported the team and getting results. Your game was boring. It was not entertaining at all, at all. But it was all about trophies. But now, for us Arsenal, we love the tiki-taka. Hiyo game ya kugonga gonga, we enjoy it. Even if we are going to lose the game, but we played well. That is more important to us. Mimi hiyo ndio nataka. That is, I want to watch some entertainment. I go on my screen to watch the game, to be entertained, not to put a bus there or to play defensively. Unanielewa? You can say with the trophies in your closet, but if you play well and win trophies this season, tafadhali wewe tusamee. Kama tuliwashinda kama nyinyi Chelsea na the numerous trophies that you have in your closets, na bado tuliwachapa, unaona? So usituambie mambo ya trophy. Hii season has got its
Cheki,
own challenges.
hizi maasira umekuja nazo hapa ni za kudraw na mlikuwa mmeng'ang'ana dakika 97. So sisi hatuwarumii hata kama mmepata draw. We don't care. And Arsenal and Manchester City fans crying. We don't care about it. So if you cry, continue crying. We don't care about that. Telling us about TikTok, that is nothing all we can say. What we need is Arsenal winning Premier League, Arsenal winning UEFA Champions League, Arsenal winning Club World Cup, Arsenal winning FA, you know, Arsenal winning all those trophies. But now telling us you have tiki taka, you enjoy that one as a football fan. So that is something that we don't even value. And the Kenyan Revolutionary is saying that Arsenal Wenger orphanage boys can't win the league. Today you park the bus. You used that blocked format, and that block format, it is the one that has led to Johnny Stones throwing stones into your box. You thought that your goalkeeper will stop that stone, but it was big than that was used by David when he was killing Goliath. So we are sorry about that. And no, Chelsea has new coach, and of course, you know Chelsea has a new coach. And Emil, we were saying that Arteta is the best. How is he the best? Can you tell us? Can you expound how is Arteta the best? Because we have best coaches in the Premier League. There is a coach who is coaching that Nottingham Forest. Nuno Esperando is the best coach than Arteta. Penny goes to Noisy, Manchester United. Arsenal tumechezwa na Waarabu. Hakuna kitu umechezwa. Hata mzalendo vile umedanganya watu kwa comment section wanasema mmechezwa. Mmechezwa aje?
By the way, Bonnie. Bonnie, what do I want to say? I want to say, what do you think is the secret behind Mikel Arteta's set piece tactics? Because anytime those guys get a corner, I'm frightened. I think they will score. What do you think is the secret behind that?
There's no secret behind that. He's just lucky. He's just having some lucky players who can score corners. You know, players who can score corners, the likes of Hakim Ziyech. You know, players who can score straight corners. You know, the likes
no,
of
no.
Shakiri.
It can't be luck, Bana.
Let,
Gabriel
let, let,
scored
let, let
twice
me
from
let
set
me tell
piece
you
2 weeks
from a point of
ago.
knowledge. Unaona, when you see when if you are a good coach and a good player, you will notice that the most dangerous times in a soccer match when you're playing away is when you are being pressed on your box. When you're being pressed on your box, you can make a mistake. One, you can foul someone and it results to a penalty because you are trying to defend your territory. Now, when you concede a corner in the last minute, in the 90th minute, chances are that the tension in the box is too high, and you might not concentrate as a player. Are very 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 high that like you are likely to get a goal if you are the opponent going to take that corner. So most likely, and most teams avoid corners. If it is a if it is if it is a throw in, the better. But a corner is very, very dangerous at the last minute because everybody else is behind the ball. The defending team is behind the ball. The team on the offense are all upwards, So they have got a lot of time to play the ball around and attack. So that is the reason why you see in most games, be it World Cup, be it in the UEFA Champions League, most of the games, most of the scores most of the corners that are taken in the 90th minutes end up in a goal. And football is also about sizes. If you have got short players in your team and against players like the ones in Man City, Elingard is called
No,
Elingard. That guy, that
Man City does not have tall players. The only team that
look at
Hey,
has
we
look
have
at
tall
look
players.
at
Nayo.
look at Boss,
You look
who
at
is
guys like Ruben
their
Diaz.
striker.
Ruben Diaz ni
I'm
Who is
telling
mrefu.
you, I want to give you a very good example.
no?
A team that I
What
know,
is
the team,
my friend?
the team, the
That
team
that
that
that, that
has
the
tall
best
players in
striker
the
in the
Premier League
league,
is called
the best
Newcastle
the
United. The likes
the
of
best
Fabian
striker.
Schär.
Listen, the best striker in the Premier League at the moment is from Man City. What is
How
how
can you
tall is
call
that
Haaland
guy?
a best striker? Yet he played against Inter Milan, and the guy never made even a successful shot against Jan Sommer. How is he the best
No,
striker?
You see, Boni,
How? Can you tell me
football.
how?
Boni,
There are good
Boni.
days
Let
and
me
there are
explain.
bad days. You can't score all the
Below,
time.
can you
Like you
answer
can't
that
be the
question?
best.
Can you answer
What?
these guys because they don't understand what I'm saying?
Let me
With
answer that, Boni. You see, Boni, Erling Haaland is a good goal scorer. He might not be a good footballer, but he's a good goal scorer. So he might be quiet in the whole game. Then he just needs like one chance created for him to score. So in
They
that
are
game
called
of
they are
that,
called goal poachers. They are Hurricane,
yeah,
Hurricane. Those kind of players, they are rare.
yes. So Boni, hiyo game ya Inter, if they
Sasa
created
mnanipatia
enough
which
chances for him,
statistics are
he
you
just
giving?
needs to
You know,
ban
mimi
him for
nimewauliza
for
why are
three,
you
four,
saying Erling
five
Haaland is
minutes.
the best striker? Mnaniambia game ya Inter ati anakuja kufunga. Niambie, nipatie statistics nijue huu jamani top striker. Because mimi kuniuliza top striker nitakuendea mchezaji kama Luis Suarez. Unaniambia Haaland ni nani sasa? Haaland sasa ni nani unaniambia? Ukiniambia top striker nitaenda Saudi Arabia nikuletee mchezaji kama Alexandra Mitrovic. Eh?
So
Wewe
Boni,
Wewe
wacha
unaniambia
wacha
Haaland
let
ni
me
wacha
ask
nani?
you,
wacha stori
Boni,
zilizopendwa bwana.
Boni, let me ask
Unaongea
you.
vitu za
Alizopendwa.
zilizopendwa. Hata unaenda ligi ya Saudi Arabia.
No,
Hiyo
no.
ni ligi gani
No.
unaongea juu yake?
Boni,
Pale watu
how
wana
many
retire
goals?
ball unatuambia ligi ya who is the top scorer last season wa Premier League?
Unajibu.
Tu ajibu hiyo
No,
swali, top
explain.
scorer wa
No,
Premier
I
League.
want. Oh, wacha tuende pole pole. Tuanze na Alex. Alex, tell us why you think that Erling Haaland is the best striker. Don't tell me about he is a good finisher. Tell me what has he done as a
As,
striker? Not
as
scoring
a,
goals because you have the best midfield, the likes of Rodri, the likes of De Bruyne. You have the best attacking, the likes of Phil Foden, who can just bring the ball direct to your head. Give me a good statistics why you're saying Erling Haaland is the best striker in the Premier League. Because if you tell me about the best striker, then we are going to include all the competition. Have you seen Luis Suarez playing for Barcelona in his prime age, 27 years? When Luis Suarez was playing at Liverpool together with Daniel Sturridge, Raheem Sterling, and the likes of Jimmy Carragher, the guy could score even in Champions League, even any game. Haaland last season he could not even score during the Champions League. This game, first game of the Champions League, he was playing
Boss,
against Inter.
it's Boni.
Explain to me.
Boni,
Those
we are
are
here to
the kind
analyze.
of
Boni,
things
let
that
me
I want
ask
to
you.
hear from
Boni,
your end.
Boni,
Don't tell
please.
me.
Boni,
let me
nyamaza
respond to you.
kidogo. We are here to teach you a bit about football, about soccer. Just wait, especially when you come from Chelsea.
What?
Haaland scored 36 goals last season. He was the top scorer in the league. If you want to
I
know,
have explained.
wait. You are talking too much. I told you this is now soccer. Hii si ile game ya wakilunda. Hii ni ball sasa tunaongea. Unaona? Sasa hii Haaland scored 36 goals last season, yeah? And helped Manchester City win the
Mzalendo amepotea, amezama because nimemuuliza statistics. Kilongo, nataka
No,
unijibu hii swali. No,
wacha nikuulize swali. Man City last
tafuta
season
network uniambie hii
imeshinda.
majibu.
Man City last season imeshinda trophy ngapi?
Sasa unaona vile amedivert question.
Jibu
Imeshinda
swali ndio nikuambie kwa nini wako na top striker who is called Haaland.
imeshinda EPL.
Imeshinda trophy ngapi?
Imeshinda EPL.
Enda kwa statistics na kama nataka uniambie Man City imeshinda trophy ngapi?
Mimi nisikwambii in terms of numbers, nakwambia in terms of titles.
Unajua Haaland is regarded kama Harry Kane. Yeah. Aya, the other top striker wa Premier League ukae ukijua na ujui, najua hata hiyo ujui, ni Gabriel Jesus wa Arsenal na Saka. Yeah, Saka. Juu tunaangalia striker na mabao zile amefunga.
Saka ni striker.
Mzalendo amekosa kuinclude Palmer.
Wait, Alex and Mzalendo, which kind of game do you people watch? Because even the analysis you are giving me, I don't understand anything.
Wait, Bonnie, let me respond to your question. Do you know there are seasons when Erling Haaland has finished the top scorer in the Champions League. Do you know that? I think it's the last season but one. Do you know that? And that's something that's on the internet. See kitu yenye na make up. So you can't say that he's not scoring in the Champions League. You see? And then he's the fastest player to ever reach 100 goals in the Premier League. So, and then you're comparing him to Alexander Mitrovic. Mitrovic has been in the Premier League. When has he ever reached even 25 goals in a season?
No, you know what I'm saying. You know, the question is, Mzalendo amesema Haaland ni top striker. What did you consider when you're saying someone is a top striker? Like unapatia tap-ins peke yake unafunga. Is that being a top striker?
Let me ask you, Bonnie. Did you see the game Man City versus West Ham?
I saw it. Ilikuwa own goal.
Yes. Tell me which goal he scored was a tap-in. Did you someone is scoring a goal in a pick at the roof of the net, then you say it's a tap-in? Ay, Bonnie.
So scoring against Ariola, you are saying that he is, you know, you have to. Why did
wasn't
Haaland?
the argument? The argument wasn't scoring against Ariola. So you have diverted. The argument was scoring tap-ins.
No, I wanted to know why are you saying Haaland is the top striker? Then I gave you samples of a top striker, not just someone who just have the best midfield, who has the best attacking. Now he has those tap wins when he can just tap to the goalpost and score. Haaland is not a top striker. I need someone who has that energy to go at the midfield.
Let me respond again, Bonnie. Sawa, umesema nini? He has the good midfield system ya kina Rodri, he has the kina Fodens, so they pass for him to score tap-ins. Go and check his statistics at Borussia Dortmund and
no,
see.
I want to send you because wewe na Mzalendo muende huko nyuma muende muangalie statistics the best striker.
Bonnie. See, Erling Haaland was doing good at Borussia Dortmund, and Kelong you can give your take on this. Kama nadanganya. He was also scoring goals. Na alikuwa anapata bado injuries. He was reaching 26, 27 goals a season without a team. You know, Borussia Dortmund hakuna team. Huko wanauzanga wachezaji. So, what are you going to say again? Now, Ed Kelong can speak about this.
Yeah. to be honest, Haaland he's a good striker. Reason number one, because of his huge stature, he commands the box and he bullies defenders. That is the advantage he has. Number two, he's good with striking at the get go, and a good finisher. But I will support Bona is that he's not yet an excellent striker because he's being fed goals by the Man City creative players. But that doesn't take away that he's good. To be honest, he's good, and also at his young age, uh, he's proven to be good in the club competitions. But let me just remind you that a player, in order to be considered to be great, he has to equally perform in club competitions and in country for his country. So in Norway, Norway doesn't play even Euros. Why? And they have Haaland. So that's the difference between Haaland and other top strikers who have led their countries to greatness. Haaland is not yet there, but to be honest, in club competition, he's good. That's my take on it.
Yeah, via Kilongo amesema mambo na international competition. Yaani ukisema Haaland unamcompare na Harry Kane, nashangaa sana yani. Harry Kane amesaidia England katika kila mechi. Ni kama ukompare Haaland na top striker kama Lewandowski. Unaona vile amecheza pale Barcelona tangu aingie pale vile amecheza. Leo alifunga by the way.
And he also missed a penalty.
Pia pale Bayern Munich ukiangalia vile anacheza pale Poland, yani una compare Haaland na Lewandowski. Mnanishtua by the way, mnanishtua. Anyway, Arsenal
So
wana striker. Mzalendo alikuwa hapa alikuwa anasema
let me ask you
ati compare
what happens ukitoa Harry Kane, if you remove Harry Kane from England, put him in Norway, then you remove Haaland from Norway, put him from England. What difference nito Japa? What do you think is the difference you will make? Huyu hata amehang. Boni. Ulikuwa umehang. Nilikuwa nakuuliza hapa. Umesema Harry Kane asaidia England. So, if you remove Harry Kane from England, mweke Norway. Remove Haaland from Norway, mweke England. Don't you think Haaland will do better than Kane? Inategemea nini?
Inategemea. Unajaribu kumaanisha pale Norway hakuna wachezaji ama?
So, mi kitu namaanisha ni you have said Haaland ana benefit from system ya Man City. I can also say Kane ana benefit from system ya England.
System gani? Gareth Southgate amekuwa pale na ameshindwa. Hakuna system pale. Kama striker anajua kucheza.
It's far better than Norway. Norway huko tu ni nani? Ni Odegaard na Haaland. Hakuna kitu kingine.
But for top players, at least they have to take their country to some level. That's my point. My point is that to some level. For Haaland, he doesn't take them anywhere. They are bare the way they are. You see, players like Lewandowski in Poland used to play and take his country somewhere. So that's my comparison.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have to stand. The same way you see players like, I'm giving you even African examples. The way you see Mane playing for Senegal.
Senegal ni kali wewe. Senegal ni top. Senegal iko juu sana. Hiyo hata Kilonga anaweza sema Senegal ni kali. Wewe usicheze na Senegal. Senegal wacha. Senegal ni kali.
I'm saying Haaland is not a top stake. Anyway, that was more about Haaland we have talked here. And we have new faces in the Premier League, you know. That is Liverpool after the exit of Jurgen Klopp. Now we have Arne Slot. But he has been welcomed into the Premier League by Nuno Esperanto. That is last weekend, whereby Esperanto side led by Callum Hudson-Odoi. That is a Chelsea player, and of course, he gave them one goal. That was a shock for Anslot. So they won. That is Nottingham Forest. They secured 3 points from Liverpool at Anfield. What is your take about these new coaches? Do you think that they are going to adopt with this kind of play we have in the Premier League? And do you think this Anslot era will just give us that vibe that we used to have during the Jurgen Klopp era? Kilong, unaonaje huyu wa mzee Anslot wewe?
Alex Lott, I talked to about him last time, and I said that for him, he has made it his introduction to Liverpool because he has come and implement the philosophy of Jurgen Klopp. He's not trying to change the whole philosophy, like maybe somebody like Maresca in Chelsea is doing. He has come and see what Klopp built, and he has built on top of that. He's not reinventing the wheel. So for him, I see him Liverpool integrating to his ideas easily. And yes, he had a blip at the game at Nottingham Forest, but yesterday they won easily against was it Bournemouth?
Bournemouth.
Three,
Yeah.
yeah, 3 goals. So you see that he's making
But
Liverpool are not rebuilding anything. He's just working with what he has. So for him, integrating to Liverpool will be easy. That's my take on it.
I know you know that the goalkeeper who was playing for Bournemouth is Kepa Arrizabalaga. Of course alikuwa amezubaa.
Yeah, you can actually say that.
Alex, unasemaje kuhusu Anslot?
Kitu ya kwanza ni he hasn't come in under a lot of pressure compared to someone like Maresca. Yeye amekuja like an underrated coach, unaona. So I wouldn't say like there's a lot of pressure from the fans or from even the management or the players. So of which that's also a good thing because you can surprise people uamue tu ku over succeed. And also I think it's too early for us to start judging him despite smashing Manchester United 3 goals. And I think in the long run we will see what an slot is made of, but for now it's a good thing, although inaweza kuwa pia ni manager bounce ile yenye amekam nayo ashine, then at some point aende chini, but I hope so. We will see the management back because I don't think Liverpool have made good signings. I believe they need to add more signings ndio wambak vizuri in the transfer window in January, and then we see his philosophy, tuone style of play yake vile itakuwa, because saizi kenye tunaona tu ni kenye anaendelesha kenye Klopp alianzisha, but naweza sema in the long run I see him getting the Premier League ahead of Mikel Arteta. I don't know. That's my prediction.
As the Premier League, the Premier League is one of the competitions that is very tough. So we wish Anslot all the best. Yes, the best is striking, and of course they have included Federico Chiesa in their striking. They have Darwin Nunes, they have Luis Diaz, and also they have one of the best midfielders I know. Actually, if you will ask me one of the best midfielders, I will just go for that Angare guy who plays for Liverpool. That is a very top player, and I wish one day this guy will join Chelsea. That is Dominic Zombozilai. So we are just analyzing. Remember, this is Afrique 24. If you are joining us for the first time, remember this is Dimbala Afrique. You can join us through the comment section there. You tell us where you're following the conversation from and what is your view about Arsenal and Manchester City to draw at the stadium. Of course, the battle for Premier League is still on. Who's going to win this 2024-2025 Premier League season? As you know that we have new coaches, the likes of Enzo Maresca, the likes of Arne Slot, and also Tottenham Hotspur coach who is now having his second season in the Premier League. And of course, Anke Postecoglou has been very silent. If I will be asked, who is the coolest coach you know I will go for Ange Postecoglou. Although Tottenham has never been lucky, they have been struggling to win games, to win titles, to be specific. But he's just pulling this team from a deep pit latrine up to being one of the top teams in the Premier League and also in the European competition. Mr. Kilong, unaonaje kuhusu hii Tottenham Hotspurs na huyu coach Ange Postecoglou?
To be honest, Ange is a good coach. I like him because of how cool he acts. Ananga's stress mingi. But his football is also is kind of not. You can understand what he's trying to do. Sometimes he plays interesting football. Like one of the match I really remember is last season against Chelsea, where they got 2 red cards and he was playing a high line. Naona vile Arsenal ilikuwa ina defend
Yeah.
leo, and he played the highest line I've ever seen. But just after a while, our boys disintegrated it and found channels, and we scored a lot of goals. But I don't know how we can try to improve Tottenham Hotspurs because Tottenham uh, is known for being Spursy, meaning they really sometimes just switch off in the game and they get outplayed and they lose games. It's something they are used to, so it's not something he can do much. So I think what Ange needs to do is to make them to be competitors and make them to feel like they are winners. Although none of the players has won anything with the club, so that is a difficult ask for him. But for him, I think uh, trying to get top 5, top 6 is okay for Ange. We are not expecting him to win the Premier League. Even top 4 is a big ask for him, to be honest. So for him, playing number 5, number 6, playing in the Europa next season, that will be okay for his club and for his manager career. He will not be fired. It's not a team like Chelsea where we demand for the best. We demand for results. But for him, he can continue with the good vibes that he's doing and try to compete and play entertaining football. For him, is playing entertaining football. To be honest, they're one of the team who play entertaining football, where they can score. When you watch their game, you get entertained. Teams nowadays like Man City, it's not entertaining. They will pass, kick more than 300 passes before scoring a goal. That's not entertaining. We need things to happen quickly. Go to the goal and try to score. So, and also I'm seeing Arsenal, they are focused on defending. They can defend from game 0, from the minute 0 to minute 90. The brand of football that is exciting is now slipping away, and they are becoming robotic in the sense that they just want results. Then they defend, then they go and attack set piece and score a 1-0 goal, and they get the 3 points. That is what Arsenal are turning into, out playing entertaining football. And teams like Tottenham, at least when you see them, you get entertained, and that is all due to Ange Postecoglou. That's what I think, Bonnie.
Wonderful, Mzee Kilong, and of course you have given us one of the best stats about Tottenham Hotspurs. So we hope that Hanji will just come back and lift this Tottenham, because I remember in the 2018 Champions League final, whereby Tottenham was playing against Liverpool, and that was the time when that is Mauricio Pochettino was the coach. I remember those times the likes of Moura, the likes of Harry Kane, the likes of Sony, they were there. but still they could not afford to leave the Champions League. I felt it for them. I felt it for the team, for the management, and also for the players. Because even if you are the medical practitioner who is always monitoring Tottenham Hotspur, you'll be just worried because anytime you are doing the work, but the work that you are doing there does it bear fruits. So you have Tottenham, they are going to come back and win any trophy. Because if they win, actually, I will be happy for them. If one day Tottenham wins this trophy, I will go for them. I will support them to win the trophy. But they are not lucky. Even they are saying that Harry Kane is not lucky in the Bayern Munich. But Vincent Company said that whoever is doubting him, you can see the results. In just 5 games, he has scored more than 29 goals. Anyway, Alex, what is your take about Tottenham Hotspur from their play, from what they have been doing in Premier League, Carabao, FA?
Okay, so for me, Bonnie, I think the Spurs problem is they lack football heritage. And they also have a very terrible football culture. Over the years, from what we have been seeing, the fish rots from the head. Their management is bad in terms of they don't back managers, they don't invest money. The managers have not pushed Tottenham to go and fight for bigger trophies. If you see them right now being somewhere, they have to give their flowers to Mauricio Pochettino, because if it wasn't for Pochettino, right now there would be no difference between Spurs and Everton, the Brentfords, like wangekuwa wako tu. And for Ange, last season he started very well. He had a style of play yenye ni kama tu ya Hansi Flick, ya kuattack, pushing to score. And as Kelong said, he plays a very high line, which it's good if you have a good defensive system, of which I don't doubt. Defenders were Spurs, they have good defense, but funny thing, they were leaking goals last season. Even this season they are leaking goals. So hiyo style of play yake, shida ni he has one style of play. You're playing the high line, hiyo yenye ni attacking football, constant attack, of which Bonnie, some games you have to adjust. You see, if you go, you're playing up against Man City, obviously you can't outdo them in attacking. Pep Guardiola will always attack better than you. So the good thing is, if you play against some teams, you have to adjust, unaona. So the difference, the no, see the difference. The bad thing with Ange yenye nimeona ni he has one style of play, of which he has to be dynamic in this day and era. Then also ye ukuanga pia ye na ka pride, because recently he spoke in a conference and said he has a habit of winning trophies in the second season of any club he has been at. Yes, it's true. It's historically it's true, but you should notice that this is Spurs, and Spurs, they don't win trophies. And I can't really complain about the signings they have made, because Solanke is a good striker. We saw what he did at Bournemouth last season. Even Madison has been good for Leicester. Brendan Johnson was getting assists and goals for Nottingham Forest. So I don't know why when those players they go to Spurs, they are not performing. Even Bissouma on his best days is one of the best DMs in the league, but he's very inconsistent. Udogi gets injured. Romero and Van de Ven should be the Saliba and Gabriel, but also sometimes they let the team down. So the Spurs problem, I think it's a very big one, but it starts from the management. I believe they have to invest good amount of money in the team to be able to reap results, because you saw they had a chance to buy Conor Gallagher, but they snapped the deal, of which Conor Gallagher would be a good addition to them in the middle of the pack, considering they don't have squad depth.
That is Alex saying that Tottenham big problem is not even the players, it's from the top management. That is one of the best analysis about Tottenham. Remember, this is Afrik 24 joining here, Dimbal Afrik. We're discussing some of the top stories here when it comes to football. And without just going aside, we have Manchester United, the Red Devils. Mashetani wekundu wamekuwa wakisumbuka. Jana wamecheza na Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace ikawakazia. Anti Onana akafanya save 2 peke yake. Zimetambaa kule kwa mtandao, wanasema we have the best goalkeeper. Kilongo, unaonaje Man United? Eric ten Hag hera.
Alex was saying about the famous line that Ten Hag says that dynasties eras come to an end, but I'm seeing Ten Hag era will end very soon because, to be honest, he doesn't know how to coach a team. How Manchester are playing, it's really pathetic. They don't. When you watch them, they don't have an idea. They don't have a structure. They're just kicking the ball up and about and waiting luck to come on their side. So in this day and age, if you don't have a system where you can implement well, then you're going to struggle. And to be honest, Manchester United plays like a mid-table, not even the upper mid, the lower mid-table. Like they're currently number 11. That is the level of football they are playing. Next game week on Sunday, they are facing Tottenham Hotspurs. Even they themselves know it will be hard for them to come out with 3 points. So Manchester United, I think they had a change of their owners. Sir Radcliffe came and bought something, and he's trying to improve. And I was surprised he never fired Ten Hag because Ten Hag only survived. The only reason he survived is because they won the FA Cup. And remember, Man City, that game, they came while they were drunkards because they partied too hard after winning the Premier League. So that made it too easy for Manchester United to win the FA competition. And apart from that, their football is terrible. Even their fans lament about everything. Their midfield is non-existent. They don't have creative players to link to the forward. So for me, Man United, I'm enjoying, to be honest, as a rival fan. I'm enjoying watching them because for them to win, uh, it's hard. So you will always enjoy if you are a rival fan watching against Manchester United. They get these days they just get lucky. Even the first game against Fulham, they left it till the end and scored a crappy goal. Otherwise, they would have lost if Fulham could be a bit clinical. So that's my analysis on Manchester United. I'm praying that they get better, but until then, I enjoy their downfall at the moment.
Kilongo is saying that he is enjoying Manchester United downfall. And we know that the enemy is always Man United. So I know some of the top fans are really enjoying Manchester United is struggling. But you know that after Sir Alex Ferguson left the club back in 2013, they have never won anything. So what do you expect from changing the management, changing the players? Up to now, we have the likes of Anti Onana. We had the likes of Edwin van der Sar. Now we have Anti Onana. So we expect things to change when it comes to Man United, but it will take time. So I know some of the top fans are supporting what Kilong is saying, that Man United will struggle until it's time to say Eric ten Hag, this is the door to quit. Because I can tell what Kilong has said, that Ten Hag doesn't have any strategy for a gameplay. Because even you can see yesterday I saw Ganacho pairing together with the other guy there. So what was that formation actually? In the midfield, in the defense, Actually, I never saw anything like that. I was just enjoying how they were playing. And Crystal Palace only they lacked that clinical finish when it comes to their forward. They could have scored against Man United. Mateta, he failed to score many goals. But anyway, that is Man United. The problem is the management. They are struggling, but we hope that they are going to come back later. Mzalendo, have you been watching what Man United has been playing? I know Arsenal fans who are just there. They were former Man United fans, the likes of you. What did you take about Man United gameplay? They are struggling from the defense to the striking. If they are now depending, we came from Robin van Persie to Rasmus Oyland to Marcus Rashford. What is your take about Man United? Mzalendo,
Yeah.
you are
I,
sleeping. You are sleeping here, and we are talking about football.
no, I'm not. I'm not sleeping. I was just hearing the good analysis that you guys are trying are making and observations in the league. For me, I think Man United have not really invested much in the league this season. And can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. But when you are saying this season, we are looking going back from 2013.
2013
Mzalendo, we
ni
can hear
nyuma
you.
sana. 2013 umeturudisha nyuma sana.
No, you know that is a big team. So we are going back to when they won a Premier League title. Because even if you check on the social media, the number of followers that Man United has, the number of followers that Chelsea, Arsenal has, you know, those are top clubs in the Premier League. So we don't expect them to struggle the way they were struggling against Crystal Palace. Against Crystal Palace, what is your take, Alex, of course, about Eric Ten Hag and the entire Man United team and their performance?
So first of all, Bonnie, Crystal Palace is a decent side. You saw we Chelsea failed to beat them. And if you checked their track record from last season, they won the last, I think, 5 or 6 games, and they were smashing teams a lot of goals. So United problem, there's no Boniati management nini. The United problem is one, the coach. He should be sacked. He hasn't delivered. Considering the expectations that people had on him, yo kuingia. Do you know he has spent almost 650 to 700 million in transfers since joining Manchester United, and we haven't really seen those transfers yeah the we haven't seen the transfers wakirudisha hiyo pesa yenye waliletwa nayo, ama we haven't seen development considering this season he has bought many players from Joshua Zirkzee, Matthias de Ligt. He has brought in Ugarte 60 million. So you
Just to
see,
interrupt you, I think Matthias Delete is a glorified Maguire. That's what I think. Yeah, we can proceed.
I
yes,
agree with you, Glong. Glorified, hyped Maguire.
yes. So as I was saying, he has brought in all the signings that he has wanted, because last season he was complaining they didn't make they didn't he didn't strengthen the squad depth, but this season the management has backed him with all the transfers that he need. So right now what is just remaining of him is just to implement his style of play, and we see Manchester United flourishing, playing champagne football. But to the opposite of what we expect, we only seeing the things which we saw from Manchester United last season. Remember, last season was the worst Manchester United finished in a long time. He was just saved by the FA Cup which they won. So Eric Ten Hag is the problem at Manchester United. If they remove him and put in a top class manager, that team will start cooking.
Who do you think can be the best? Who-
Can I say something now?
Yes, please, and
Yes.
you stop.
Hello?
You stop sleeping when we are giving this analysis, Zalendo. We want to
I'm
hear
not,
from
I,
you.
I was not sleeping. I was doing something. I was interrupted by a phone call. Now, Manchester United, just as Alex has said, there's a problem with the team manager, Eric Ten Hag. Ten Hag is not performing so well as a manager in Manchester United. His formation is not clicking with the philosophy of the Manchester United as the fans would want. You know, they're used to this attacking football and a very, very aggressive defense. Now, Manchester United, and tactically in the midfield, they are not doing so well. They have a midfielder they are called Bruno. Bruno is called Bruno Fernandes or somebody and Casemiro. These two players are not the best in the midfield for Manchester United. If they sell them off and to another team like Arsenal, maybe they will perform much better because the philosophy and Manchester United is so different. Each and every time when you're bringing a foreign player like Bruno Fernandes into Manchester United squad. Remember, Manchester United play almost like West Ham. They play a similar game like almost close to Liverpool, but Liverpool philosophy changed under their current coach. So under their previous coach, not the current one.
Yeah.
So there is something that has to change. Typically, Manchester United play the English football. The English football is a running game, very, very defensive, very, very aggressive. Uh, it's this bird called kiwi. Just to illustrate for you, kiwi moves in one direction, then crosses the ball. That is what Alex Ferguson really thrived on, and counter attack. That is the kind of football that Manchester United plays. They would score at will under Alex Ferguson. Their corners were their set pieces were very, very perfect. So when you watch Manchester United today, you'll see that there is something that they are missing. There is something like they are missing. There is an inconsistency. Defensively, they are not very, very good. Onana sometimes is very, very shaky. Sometimes is very, very good. So his performance is not very consistent. Just like when De Gea came to Manchester United, his performance was top notch, but due to age and inconsistency, they had to sell him out. But I think that is somebody that they needed to still retain in the team. De Gea would have still remained under in Manchester United. Now there is also in football we have a lot of injuries. Manchester United, the squad has been hit with so many injuries as, for defenders and midfielders. This is also affects the performance of a team. So when you are analyzing the game, I understand that in the game, when a top player, for example, if you get Elgad is called the top is called Elgad for Man City. If
Erling
that
Haaland.
Alan, if he gets a very bad injury this season, then you don't expect Man City to perform so well. But lucky for Man City, they have a bench. The bench is equally very good. So the player that they will bring in into the team will also be a very, very a good player. So tactically, you have to be having a very, very good bench, just similar to what you're having in your first 11. If you bring a player in from the bench, it's not like he can't fit in the first team. So that is the reason why Man City is able to beat so many teams, big teams, because even if they get injuries in the midfield, the person that they're bringing in, when De Bruyne was injured and played out most of the games and was out for most of the games. The person they put into the midfield equally fit, and when he came back again, you saw his performance. He scored immediately when he came back to the game. So the midfield is the engine of the team. If you don't have a good midfield in the soccer today you cannot win many trophies. You have seen where how Aston Villa tactically, the new manager has brought in new players, and look at his emphasis. His emphasis are on the midfield. If you want a winning side, for you Chelsea fans, you need to look at your midfield. If it is not good enough, you are looking at the striking, and you are not looking at your engineering, the suppliers of the game. Then you are really going to have a tough season. So we might say that your win is probably a fluke or it was deserved, but the main players that make sure that a team gets 3 points or a point away is the midfield and of course the manager.
Yes, that is Malendo saying that the only thing that makes a team perform is the midfield. But I will say that if you have poorest defense, then that is the end of the team. Because we know you have to have that defense who can stop those players who are very sharp. And you have
Yeah,
talked about Aston Villa. You have talked about
you
Aston Villa.
see, Boni, I've mentioned to you the goalkeeper Onana is shaky. That is the defense. The defense line is the goalkeeper, the number two, number three, number four, number five. That is the defensive line. And then you have a number six. You can change the formation for number six to play as a defensive midfielder, depending on your position, whether you want to defend a goal or whether you want to protect your territory. It depends on the kind of coach that you are having at any particular time, or it depends on the results that you want to achieve. If you have a strong side, like you see what Ateta did when he was away at Man City, he opens up the game a bit, but most of the time you will see that Man City is possessing the ball a lot, meaning that he has changed the formation so that such that his number six is now playing as a defender, and his number eight is also defending. So he doesn't have any option in striking. That's what I
Yes,
meant.
Mzalendo also was talking about Aston Villa. Aston Villa, now they are led by Unai Emery. He was at Arsenal. He struggled
That
with
that yeah
Emirates.
yes that was a former Arsenal coach, and he was not given time. I really wanted him to be given time so that he develops a squad and a mentality for the team. He wasn't given time. He had Unai been given more time at Arsenal, then Arsenal today would be the top team in the English Premier League.
Unai Emery went to Kilong. He played against Manchester United while he was coaching Sevilla or Villarreal.
Yeah,
Villarreal.
it was again. Yeah, and he won, right? Easy win for him.
Villarreal. He won
Hmm.
against Man United. That is in the UEFA. That
Europa.
is UEFA Super. Man United. I know they played against Man United. There is a game that they played, and Unai Emery now is in the Premier League. So one thing I've discovered when I'm watching again the game when Aston Villa they are playing, I don't think whether in the Premier League we have a very sharp team when it comes to striking. The way we have Aston Villa striking in the Premier League. Oli Watkins, that Scotland captain McGinn,
Yeah, and the
and
substitute Duran.
Duran. And in the midfield we have Yoli Tielemans.
Hmm. Morgan
Those
Rogers
guys
as well.
are Rogers is there, and there's Moreno. I'm telling you, this team is very lethal. I saw them playing, and I was really amazed by what this team is giving when it comes to the gameplay, game plan, striking, defense. Yani they are very sharp when it comes to striking. Yani wanakufunga zile bao za haraka haraka na zile pasi zao ni zile za kupenyeza katikati. Yani Aston Villa itasumbua sana yani. They scored last. I remember they scored one of the fantastic goal last weekend. That is game week number 4.
Yeah, and just to make you happy, right after Man United plays Tottenham Hotspurs, they will face Aston Villa. So
The
it's
downfall.
tough.
It's dark.
It's tough for it's dark for Ten Hag and his boys because they can't cope up with that type of football where people are fast in transition. They they are, they have good players and they are clinical. It will be tough for Mr. Ten Hag and his boys.
Aston Villa plays a very good game, and they have good players. I think Villa Park will be turning into Red Devils in the next 2 years.
Yeah,
Alex,
and also
have you been watching what Aston Villa has been doing in the pitch? Did you watch them play against Everton? Alex amepotea, Mzalendo pia amepotea. And of course,
Nimepotea wapi? What do you mean? What do you mean nimepotea? Sina kusikia tu. I mean, you've not asked me a question, but I
okay,
just
I
wanted
want to
to.
pose a. Okay,
You want to
continue.
what? I just wanted to say that soccer is interesting because when you are talking about the striking force of Aston Villa, you've not you've watched lately the striking force of Manchester City. Erland is dominating the league because of one thing. He is backed by players like Alvarez and Foden. Yeah, those are players who are backing him very, very strongly.
Zalendo,
In
Alvarez joined Diego Simeone's side. That is Atletico Madrid.
or he is no longer in Man City.
Yeah, he joined
yeah,
Atletico Madrid.
But Foden is still there. I was thinking that when you are looking at a team like Man City last season and even this season, they are having a lethal striker who is supported by a good midfield of people like De Bruyne and Foden. And when you go again to Liverpool, you look at Salah, the kind of wing play that Salah attacks from the wing, then he comes to the center, and the people who are supplying him the balls. This draws he draws defenders to come to him to get the ball, and he passes the ball out and gets into a scoring position. I look at Saka. Saka is the same. He's backed by uh, a team that is good in possession. They don't lose the ball so easily. Arsenal do not lose the ball so easily. And when they're on the 18, they are a threat. They can pass the ball very, very fluidly and pose as a danger to any other opponent that is playing against them. So team holistically is the midfield, the striking, and of course the possession. If you can't possess that ball for a very long time, then definitely you will not be able to score goals because each and every time you have a play, it will be interrupted by your opponent. Yes, Bonnie.
Oh, thank you so much, Mzalendo. And of course, you are giving us one of the best analysis when it comes to full tip ball. This is Africa 24, and if you are joining us in the comment section there, Kenya Revolutionary and other team there giving us those comment section there, we appreciate so much. And also, we are giving you some of the top analysis here when it comes to football. So if you follow football here, we are giving you those top analysis. We are discussing the EPL, and of course, we have discussed the EPL as we come to the end of the show. And of course, I will not end the show before talking about the new format of the UEFA Champions League. We had the game week 1, whereby a lot of teams played there. Fans are really confused. They don't know what they are going to do. There is no home and away. Here we are having a whole team, a package of 36 teams. There is no best teams here. So if you are defeated, then you are going home. So we are waiting to see the teams those are going to qualify for the next round. Because even personally, I have tried to understand this Champions League and I'm getting nothing. Kilong, what is your take about this Champions League format that we have?
So I think what Champions League is trying to do, they're trying to make the UEFA to be entertaining, because remember, I think it was 2 years ago, the top clubs wanted to sneak out and form a super league whereby they will be competing between themselves. So we had teams like top teams in all the divisions in Europe were saying, we are tired of playing with small teams, we'll form a super league and we compete against each other, and that might attract a lot of attention to us, and we'll get a lot of revenue. So the UEFA came up and squashed the Super League. Then they said they will try to improve their their competition. And what they did is that, can you see me, or my camera is flicking?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, so they had that challenge where they're trying to make the competition to be attractive. So what they did is that they implemented this league system whereby they are making other teams to play each other. So that 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 brought a lot of confusion, especially to what we are used to. We are used to group football, group stages, then you advance to the knockouts. But now it's a league where each club plays 8 teams, which are unique to them. So they're saying is that the catch with this new format is that you will get more entertaining football from the get-go. Because remember, for the other time, sometimes we had to wait until round of 16 in order to face this to watch these big games. So now the new format will add entertaining football, because we are seeing big teams facing each other from the start. The only thing is that it's confusing and there are a lot of games to be played, which players are complaining. But for us football fans, we'll obviously watch entertaining matches, because we have Bayern versus Barcelona. Last week we saw Liverpool versus AC Milan. We saw Inter Milan versus Man City. So we'll see these exciting games early. For the fans, it will be entertaining, and I believe we are going to enjoy watching football for in the coming few weeks. Yeah, that's my take on the new format.
Thank you so much, Zekilong. And of course, you have tried to simplify the UEFA Champions League format that we have. We witnessed Man City against Inter Milan. We witnessed Liverpool side against AC Milan, and also top teams played in the Champions League. But now it's like fans are still confused because they don't understand what is this Champions League format. Zalenda, have you been following what is happening in the Champions League, and do you support this formation that we have in the Champions League?
Yeah, I mean, for me, first it was so confusing. I didn't really quite get it because I was trying to work on a fixture and then I saw in the group stages teams that I didn't even know, but they are calling it the Swiss model. Uh, they have increased the number of participants from 32 to 30, from 32 to 36 to 36 teams. Yeah, 32 to 36 teams. Uh, Bonnie, that thing is interfering with me. Can you remove it? They have increased the teams from 32 to 36, and what else do they have? Uh, the 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 traditional 8 groups. You normally used to have 8 groups of 4 teams. Yeah. Now they will be playing in a single phase. Each team will play 8 matches. Each team will play 8 matches
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
groups, four at home, four away, against
yeah,
different opponents. Yeah. Now teams are normally seeded. A big team like Real Madrid cannot play a small team. So according to seedings, they will now play. These fixtures will now be rearranged again, and every team will face a variety of opponents. That's what they are writing and saying. Then there will be a knockout stage. There will be a knockout stage after the league first. After that league is played, the top 8 teams will automatically qualify for the round of 16. Yeah, that now after the round of 16 is when now you will start seeing a similarity. Teams that are finishing between number 9 to number 24 in the league will have to fight it off in the playoffs. That is what used to be called the round of 16.
16.
So in the round of 16, we have got 8 teams, 8 slots. Yeah, 8 slots for the teams to qualify. That is how it is. That is how it is. That is the much I understand about it. Although it's quite confusing, but as the games are going to be played, I think we'll have more of understanding of how the matches are going to be played.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mzalendo, and of course, top analysts. I will call them top sports pundits, the likes of Mzekilong here, Zalendo, and Alex Ogega. And of course, my name is Boniface Kimanzi. This has been one of the best Timber show, and it was pioneered by Arsenal playing against Man City. They ended into a 2-2 draw at the stadium. So don't forget that we are still here because as the Champions League resume, still we shall be previewing the Champions League, and we shall be always telling you more about what is happening in the Champions League and the Premier League. And of course, because home is always the best, I will not forget to mention that our Kenya police was clompered by uh, Egypt Zamalek during this CAF Confederation, and also that was the end of the Kenya police. That was their debut in the continental game, and they tried. And we are hoping that our Kenyan football is going to be back because we have a lot of presidential candidates who are aspiring to be the FKF, which we know that this is the major loop that we are having in our Kenyan football. The day we shall fix our federation, this is the time then our team, Harambee Stars, and our entire Kenya Premier League will go up and march together with other teams, the likes of Yanga and the Simba. If you have been following teams in Tanzania and also Zambia, Uganda, you can know that are our teams are very underperforming when it comes to football. But it is only because of the Football Kenya Federation. Nick Mwendo has been there doing nothing. So we are hoping that our Kenyan football is going to be back. we're going to get what we deserve because football is life. Zekilong, as we finish, of course, I want to thank you. Your final sentiments. Najua leo nimekuweka sana.
Thank you, Bonnie. It was always nice to talk about football, especially the entertaining EPL. I'm surprised you never mentioned anything to do with the boys in blue, and they played a fantastic game.
Okay, I know. I knew this one. I knew this one will come from your end. But anyway, you can just give a short clips about the Stamford Bridge boys.
Yeah, I not talk much about it. I'll say they're playing exciting football, to be honest, and the boys are really trying to implement what Maresca is trying to teach them. So from what I see, we are going to compete very soon. If not this season, definitely next season. Because I was trying to see the games played this weekend, and to be honest, Chelsea, then closely followed by Liverpool, were the people who played the most interesting football. So that is good job for the boys in blue. Otherwise, thank you for the show today. Looking forward to many more. And thank you to all our listeners who are listening to us. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kilong. And of course, he has mentioned about the Stamford Bridge boys. Enzo Maresca boys. The only person I want to congratulate there is Jadon Sancho. The boy is now coming up after what happened at Man United. 2 games, 2 assists. And of course, we have one of our best players that is called Palmer. So Chelsea is doing well. Enzo Maresca, we hope that he's going to maintain that momentum. And the
Also,
Chelsea
also
fans are going.
remember Nicholas Jackson. I know you don't like the boy, but Nicholas Jackson tried. Give him his credit.
You see, we give him credit. By the way, I know the first goal from him that is scored, and I was very impressed. And of course, the only problem that I have with the man is that he can score one goal and then he will make 1,000 mistakes. That is not a. Anyway, that is all about the Senegalese striker. Good to see him scoring. Good to see him with the scoreboard. But we hope that Enzo Maresca is going to give Chelsea one of the best performance, and also give the fans that hope that even if they don't have Roman Ibrahimovic, they can still win titles. That is all what I can say. So, Mzalendo, your final sentiments because we are almost towards the end of the show. So,
My
Alex,
my final comment is that thank you for inviting me for the show again. Nice to meet Kelong. I see he's happy this season. Last season he was terrible. We were almost telling him not to commit suicide. You know, Kenyans and football, some of them end up taking a rope. Yeah, so kuna ile kukata miti nje ya compound, watu wasijinyonge juu ya mpira. To the fans outside there, soccer is not about life and death. We enjoy the game. We want you to participate. We want you to relieve the stress. At the end of the day, you come here on Dimba and talk to these guys in blue. Majority, everybody in this panel is for Chelsea, apart from me, who is a Ghana.
I
So
mean, I'm a
always,
neutral fan.
Laguna.
I'm a neutral fan. I'm a neutral fan. I
No,
will always support any
you,
team.
oh, you will always, no, you always support the Blues. Yeah, so that one we know how neutral you are. But for me, I'm always supporting Arsenal. I always support good football. Today you saw it, and with the best team, the previous champions of the Premier League, we played so well. I hope Arteta's team will be consistent with that kind of performance. even back at home. We need not to lose any game at home this season. Kama watu wa Arsenal mko hapo nje, kuja dimba hapa, ndio mahali tunakutana mwisho ya kuonana. Tuonane tupige mdomo kwa hii mpira ya Arsenal, and we wait to take on our next opponents at the Emirates. Na huku jua huko Emirates this season ni kuchinjwa tu, otherwise asante.
Oh, thank you so much. And on behalf of our Freak 24 family, I will always say that thank you so much. Thank you so much, management, and thank you so much, whoever has been following this conversation since you started the show for the last 1 hour and 47 minutes. That has been wonderful. We have talked about sports. And if you're joining this conversation, you can follow us what we have been talking in our YouTube channel there. You can go like, comment, and subscribe because in Africa 24,
Bonnie, before you finish, what time is this show? When does it come? We don't know because most of the time we just tunastuka tu show iko. Siku gani hii show inakuwa? So that we be ready.
of course, every Sunday we have a Dimbala Freak show. Every Sunday we have Dimba, so you can join Dimbala Freak every Sunday. That is from 8 p.m. if we are not having a big match. For example, today we had a big match. So when we have a big match, then you know that we try to adjust so that we can give you time to watch. Then after watching the match, then you can join our show. We do the post analysis of the game and we try to know what has been happening when it comes to the field of sports in country Kenya and in East Africa and all over the world. Champions League is back. UEFA Super Cup, not Super Cup, Europa is going to be back. Conference is back. EPL is back. Bundesliga is back. La Liga is back. I know we have a lot of things to discuss, but we are going all to discuss here in Africa 24. That was a good show. I want to thank you, Kilong, Zalendo, and Alex alipotea, but I know he has been following the conversation. So thank you so much, and I will always say that we meet here same place, same time, and bye.